the real reason Bill Cosby is arrested is doing time is not just because he wanted to buy a major network. There's another part y'all need to understand. Bill and Camille Cosby purchased a property in Massachusetts in 1971. That property sits on top what is believed to be an untapped source of oil. There is a very large company whose name I'm not going to mention on your show. They're one of the largest energy companies in the world and one of the top energy companies in America. They deal in gas, they deal in petroleum, they deal in oil. They've been begging Bill and Camille Cosby to let them explore and dig under the driveway to their Massachusetts house, and they've been at this for a long time. They intensified their demands around 2014, 2015. They even went to the federal government, and they're now trying to get the federal government to force the Cosbys to let them dig up under their house. The Cosbys are not alone. There's about 400 homeowners up there in Massachusetts who don't want no oil digging and drilling and anything else they want to do up there. I got a significant reason to believe, and the word is out on the street back home in Philadelphia, that part of this conviction had to do with trying to bankrupt Bill Cosby to force them to sell the Massachusetts house so the oil company could have its way. See, I don't have a problem with the fact that Miss Constant waited a year before she told the police. I'm a therapist. I'm in mental health. I'm a doctor of psychology. I know trauma and how it affects people. Your behavior afterwards is not always logical. What makes the Cosby conviction different from any other rape case is one glaring fact. She's white. He's black. The white woman in America is the most privileged human being in this society. The black man in America is the most discredited, maligned individual in this society. We are considered guilty, and then we have to prove our innocence. Not only that, black men have a history of being falsely accused to be sexually uncontrollable with a lust for raping white women. How many black men been lynched for that, although they were innocent? So you mean to tell me that this white woman, who is not no poor, broke white woman, she was over Temple University basketball operations. You were sexually abused by the most famous black man in American television history, and you say nothing for a year. You go back, you continue to communicate with this man, so forth and so on. You're not going to convince me that a white woman is going to wait to tell on DJ Envy if you assaulted her. You can't convince me that a white woman is going to wait to tell on Charlemagne or Dr. Umar if we assaulted them. We have the entire might of the criminal justice system already organized against us.
But you said trauma, people react to trauma
different. It
does,
but she's a privileged white woman. You do not wait to tell on a black man. That is nonsense.
So trauma doesn't affect the white people the same as
trauma does, people. But her political position dictates that you go and tell your white male what the black male did to you, and she did not do that. I'm going to go a step further. Meek Mill, shout out to Meek, North Philly. Should have never been in prison. He's still going through that situation, I believe. Hopefully he will win that. He will win that.
No, he won.
It's over. Thank God he's freed on that. He's doing some criminal justice reform work. So I want to clear that before I make this point. But why was Meek Mill released from prison on April 24th, 2018?
Tell us.
Because the Pennsylvania criminal justice system knew that they was going to lynch Bill Cosby on April 26, 2018. Meek Mill had to be released from prison before Cosby was convicted. Why? You cannot have the two most prominent black North Philadelphia entertainers in prison at the same time. Why, Envy? Because that would have shined a light on the Pennsylvania criminal justice system, one of the most notorious in America. 1 out of every 28 Pennsylvanians is under some form of supervision by the criminal justice system.
That's the fact.
You understand?
Yeah.
Not only that, Pennsylvania's 16 state prisons, I believe it is, are all mostly maxed to capacity. Pennsylvania jails are so crowded that they're putting prisoners in the county jails because they ain't got the space in the state prisons. And it gets worse than that. Pennsylvania leads the nation for the highest life without parole sentencing for black people. And guess who is the #1 county in the country? Philadelphia. Philadelphia's life without parole sentencing for black people is #1 in the country. And guess what? For most of those life without parolees, guess what? When they first contact the system of incarceration, Envy, they less than 25 years old. They are stealing life from babies. So the reason they had to let Meek out on the 24th before they lynched Cosby on the 26th is because if they were in jail at the same time, the whole attention of America would have been on the Pennsylvania criminal injustice system, and they couldn't allow that to happen. They had to free Mill in order to kill Bill.
So what about, that's what Meek's trying to do now. Meek, Michael Rubin, Jay-Z, like they're trying to